Slide 160, Lesson 8, Verb stems table. Let's look at the Hebrew verb stems and what they do. Here we have the kal simple active verb and the 6 derived stems. Nefal, Payal, Puel, Hefil, Hafal, Hithpael, or Hitpael. And these are simple active, simple passive, intensive passive, causative active, causative passive, and intensive reflexive. We'll see plenty of examples very shortly about what this actually means. Now notice the dots and dashes here. In the next part of the table, we'll have a look at the word for kill, he killed. And we'll see how these different stems affect it. Remember, the verb stems indicate different types of action. Voice denotes if the verb's subject is acting or acted upon. So let's have a look at this table. So we have the strong verb katal, and we'll look at weak verbs in the second half of Lesson 8. So the verb katal means he killed. He killed. So that's the kal form of it. But we can actually derive a slightly different form of that word using the nefal stem. So what we do is we take that basic 3-letter root and we add a nun and these vowel changes here. So katal, he killed, becomes niktal, he was killed. And if I want to say he slaughtered, I can take the basic katal form here and change the vowels like so to create the pile version, the intensive active version of the verb katal, and it becomes katel instead of katal, katel. He slaughtered. So we can see that in Hebrew, instead of creating a whole brand new word, we can just modify an existing word slightly and get a whole lot of derived verbs from that. So we have, if we want to say he was slaughtered, instead of intensive active, he slaughtered, we can make it intensive passive by changing the vowels. Instead of kitel, it becomes kutal. This is the puel form of the verb, kutal. And if we want to say he caused to kill, we would take the hifel form of the kal stem and change it by putting the hey in front of it, and we'll put a yod just before the final verb letter. So katal becomes hiktel or hiktil. He caused to kill. Hiktil. So this is the hifil version of the verb stem. Cause, and it's a causative active. He caused to kill. Now I can also change it into a Hoffel version, which is the causative passive. So hiktel becomes haktal. He caused to be killed. Haktal. And if I want to say he killed himself or committed suicide, and instead of creating a whole new word called suicide, I just take the existing word, katal, meaning he killed, and I add a hey and a tav to the front of the verb. So katal becomes hith katal or hit katal. In this course, I pronounce the tav, both the hard and the soft tav, with a hard sound t, like in modern Hebrew. But in older biblical Hebrew, it was a th sound or a t sound, depending on whether it had a dot in the ear or not. So this says, depending on your pronunciation, either hith katal or hit katal. Hit katal would be the modern way of saying it, which is the one that I stick to. So here are our 7 stems. The simple active katal becomes niktal, kittal, kutal, hiktil, haktal, hitkatal. So again, katal means he killed. Niktal, the nifl version, means he was killed. Kital, the pile version, means he slaughtered. Kutal, the plural version, means he was slaughtered. Hiktil, the hefel version, means he caused to kill. And haktal, the hofel version, he caused to be killed. And finally, the hitpael version, hit katal, he killed himself or committed suicide. So let's have a look at these in more detail. Slide 161, Lesson 8, Verb Stems Summary. Verb stems indicate different types of verbal action and voice. Here is a table that helps to illustrate the 7 verb stems in terms of action and voice. So we've arranged the action along the top here, and along here we have the voice, active, passive and reflexive. So, and in between we have the 7 stems, kal, pile, hifel, nifel, puel, hofel and hithpiel. And nifel appears as both a passive voice and it can also have a reflexive voice. Again, we'll look at all this later. So taking our basic verb, katal, the simple kal verb, we can change it to katal, the pile version, hiktil, the hifel version, and the kal version, katal, means he killed. The pile version, kital, means he slaughtered, and the hifel version means he caused to kill, hiktil. Then we can have a look at the passive voiced stems, nifel, puel and hofel, and in this example using the katal, it's niktal, kutal and haktal, meaning he was killed, niktal, he was slaughtered, kutal, and he caused to be killed, haktal. Finally, we have the reflexive voice, he killed himself, in both nifel and hitbael, niktal and hitkatal. So anyway, the purpose of this table is simply to arrange these stems in a logical way where we can see the action and voice affecting it. Slide 162, Lesson 8, Verb stems, the kal, simple active. The kal stem is simple action. This is the basic verb stem used in the verb tables in the previous lessons. 1 to 7. So let's have a look at a simple kal stem. Here's the word for he heard, shema. Here's another one. We've looked at this already, katal, meaning he killed. And shamar, he guarded. Shamar, he guarded. The table here shows the kal perfect. For the sake of brevity, we will look at the kal imperfect at the end of the lesson. So this is the kal verb stem. We've already looked at that in lessons 6 and 7. This is the simple active. So we have shema, he guarded, shamra, she guarded, shamat, you guarded to a man. It's actually shamata. Shamat, you guarded to a woman. Shamati, I guarded. Shamru, they guarded. Shamatim, you guarded. Shamatin, you guarded to a woman. Shamanu, we guarded. And we've already seen this, but now we'll have a look at the other 6 stems and compare them.